been so long, way too long. It's been a heck of a month. Thank you. Thank you, and welcome back to Beagle Eye Visions. Is that the end of the song? So I'm playing...
Symphonic picture.
Yep. I'm playing a local classical music radio station that I've been listening to since I was like 17. So hopefully I don't get slapped to copyright. I guess we'll see. But I'm very excited. Welcome back to Beagle Eye Visions, everybody. I know it's been a long time. It's been a few months. I skipped a few months again, but hopefully after this month of July, I'll be back. I should be back on track. And this is a very, very, very special. Okay, there we go. We got the music back. Very, very special book review. I mean, they're all special because books are special. But this is Effed Wide Open by Maria West. Now, this book has been in my backpack for the last 3 months. With the journaling exercises and with the content of what's in the chapters, everything about this book is so good. It's worth literally every penny, and I need to get myself a brand new copy. When I do, I'm going to get her to sign it. I'm going to email Maria West. Maria, thank you so much for this amazing book. So I'm going to read an introduction from the One Great Work Network, which is Mark Passio's very awesome website. During the shamdemic, I had the One Great Work Network on the TV always. If I was at home and I wasn't working, it was my day off, the One Great Work Network was literally on the TV constantly. But before I read this, I do want to say, like I said, it's been a hell of a month. Rest in peace, Zach Burkholder. He passed away. I think he passed away in May, and his funeral / like open house showing thing was this past Saturday, and I didn't go. I decided to skip it. I had to chop wood out in the backyard all day. If you guys follow the channel, you know how much wood I have chopped, and you know how much more wood needs to be chopped. It's a mess out there. But so may he rest in peace. I dedicate this book review to Zach, and not only Zach, but all of the friends, all of the amazing people that I've met throughout the years, like Ragnar and Cody Hauk, and the list is insane. Jimmy Neutron and getting into Marion, Indiana. There was a few Marion, Indiana cats that had passed away when I lived down there. Clifton, also from Marion, very hard worker, absolute legend. I miss these guys, and so that's kind of why I kept putting the book reviews off, because, well, I started a new job, got a promotion, and so I took that. I got a measly $2 an hour raise, and I'm taking on a lot more responsibility, which is kind of insane. But other than that, yes, I'm very tired. So I'm so happy it's July. Well, at the time of this recording, it's 10:52 p.m. It is Tuesday, June 30th, and I believe tomorrow will be July 1st. It's like I said, it's been a month. But anyways, Effed Wide Open by Maria West. This book is an absolute gift. So I need to stop talking and ranting and get into my notes. As usual. So Maria West, Maria pronounced, and it says in parentheses, Maria West. Maria West is an author and a trauma-based mind control deactivator, specifically focusing on hand-holding survivors, of human trafficking. I don't think I can say that word. RAPE camps, satanic ritual abuse, cult/tribal, and NSP abuse, narcissistic, sociopathic, psychopathic, to evolve from victim to victorious, a champion for conscious sexuality out of the matrix. Now in her 34th year of private practice, of which 80% is pro bono work, Maria is the creator of Absolute Balance Mastery, a cutting-edge energy healing technology and curriculum based on 5-element Chinese medicine, the human energy field, and exiting the matrix that dissolves all trauma-based mind control, aligning heart, emotions, feelings, mind, thoughts and beliefs, and body, actions, active stillness, with our true divine creative natures. This is also as heart, mind, body, soul coordination, and is only accessible by exiting the matrix. She has trained hundreds of practitioners all over the planet since 1994, well known for her laugh-out-loud humor and disarming, electrifying presentations. Maria, the author of the book Effed Wide Open, The Rude Awakening of the Heart-Based New Humanity. She is also a medical, intuitive, martial artist, musician, and mentors one and all in true reality creation, lovingly mastering their attention and energy, waltzing in and out of the matrix, undetected, repopulating the true quantum field universe, all in accordance with natural law. Hey, Squirt! Hey! Squirt dog's getting fired up. So, all in accordance with natural law. Squirt! Don't make me throw this koozie at you. All in accordance with natural law. No stranger to censorship targeting over the last 3 decades. Maria has had multiple communities and online platforms censored, banned, and deleted, including her original YouTube channel and membership. I did not know that about her, but it makes sense. And membership website filled with thousands of hours of video and audio teachings and content spanning the course of 13 years, all wiped out, including backups. She is an advocate for igniting your superpower of courage, trans-surfing reality, and engaging your divine masculine and divine feminine to actively stand alone even when betrayed. Learn to take a punch, hit back hard, and or raise your frequency in any shit show to go stealth, undetected, and keep on keeping on. Life Awakening. The great work is not a one-off event, it is continuous. Both editions of her book, Effed Wide Open, The Rude Awakening of the Heart-Based New Humanity, Heart-Based New Humanity, sorry, that's this book right here, are available on Amazon. And that's where my ex actually bought this book. She took everything but my dog's gold chains and the jewelry, but left Effed Wide Open. So, you know, it goes to show the mentality of certain people. But anyways, so that is Maria West. In case you didn't know, in case this is the first time you've ever heard this legendary name. So, phenomenal book, obviously written by an obviously phenomenal person. Effed Wide Open, The Rude Awakening of Heart-Based New Humanity. Maria West is a divine spiritual teacher. Her work has been a huge inspiration for Beagle Eye and my own personal shadow work. She is an astute researcher and an incredible woe man. Get it? Get it? Woe man? She's an incredible woe man, author, and content creator on Mark Passio's website, The One Great Work Network. Oh, I got ahead of myself. I read the bio. Now my notes say read Maria's OG network bio, but I already did. This book review is long overdue, and I can't wait to dive in and do more spiritual work, cleansing and healing, especially after taking Mark Passio's Shadow Work seminar in 2025. Speaking of all things divine, that was an amazing Saturday that I shared with some very awesome people. So shout out to Mark Passio's Shadow Work seminar, and maybe I can take it again. I think I might. I could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I think he put up the Shadow Work seminar. It is up on YouTube for free, but I think he's doing another like one-on-one class to where you can donate to Mark Passio, join the Telegram group, and then if you have any questions in the moment, you can raise your hand and ask Mark Passio. It's a really awesome experience, actually. I enjoyed, like I said, I enjoyed every single minute of it. So here's a quote, not from the book. It's just a really good quote. During times of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. That was a George Orwell quote. So in the preface of this book, she's discussing about where she came from and what Maria has learned through her spiritual journey. She capitalized the word self, which immediately reminds me of my auntie's book, the I Am series. Oh, the I Am series is so good. I still need to actually finish it. I got decently far enough into it, but there's that one book of the I Am series is an amalgamation of multiple books crammed into one, and the I Am series is literally like a Lord of the Rings book that has all of them combined. Really good book. Lost my spot. The I Am series. I love Maria's lack of a filter in person and in her writing. No totalitarian tiptoe. Here, she is a roaring lion when it comes to the truth, and it gets me so fired up. Gotta love hearing from the Sacred Feminine. She did her presentation at one of the SEED conferences, or one of the it was either SEED or Freedom Under Natural Law conference, and her presentation was it was literally my favorite present. I know we're not supposed to pick favorites, but I think the last time I saw her present, I don't remember exactly what conference it was for, but hers was definitely my favorite. And then Leslie Powers was a very close second. That was the year that Leslie Powers used a lot of sound bits and a lot of music in her presentation, and it was just, oh my gosh, it was so divine. Maria West and Leslie Powers, take the cake. I don't know what I'm too tired, but yeah, both of those presentations are freaking absolutely phenomenal. In the introduction, actually made me laugh out loud, which made the Beagles poke their heads up out of the blanket that they were sleeping under and look at me sideways. You know, the Beagles they'll poke their head up because they love being under blankets for some reason, even in the middle of summer. Which, yeah, it was the middle of June, and both of these Beagles, and I typically don't run AC, or at least I try not to. But both of these Beagles love being under blankets. But then, I started laughing. They both poked their head up and looked at me sideways, like, "You all good?" Okay, so what made me laugh is the first page of the intro has an extensive list of F words that start with F, that you can use to play with the title of the book. Some of them are so absolutely goofy you can't help but laugh. There is a profound quote that just happens to be on page 33. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The initiated will understand what I'm wink, winking, nudge, nudging. So here's the quote. The word shallow, or the phrase in the shallow, refers to those still identified by statuses and appearance. Life and the world are experienced through a narcissistic filter. Their relationships are based upon divide and conquer and the me attitude of ego gratification, or in victim consciousness and barely getting by, overtaken by the negative ego. There's no knowledge or awareness. They are, in fact, divine creative beings co-creating a physical universe and cannot acknowledge themselves or anyone else as expressions of the divine. God, goddesses, all that is. Presently, there are over 7 billion different worlds, and everyone is having a human experience as an expression of the one infinite loving awareness and consciousness. We are all free to be as we are, perfect in our divinity, imperfect in our humanity, as we spiritually grow up and move beyond the controls of our imposed worldly authorities. Page 33. Wow, that was... I know I've made this joke thousands of times, but I could literally shut the camera off right there. I mean, that nails this book. Okay, so the more I get further into the book, I find myself getting attached to the pages and rereading every word and line. Maria shares a profound poem of love by Adia Shanti, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, titled The Innermost Table. And I have to read it. So, The Innermost Table. You want me to speak of love, and so I will. But the love of which I speak cost me all my coins of illusion, and so I cannot compromise its virtues, nor quibble over its price. This love is divine nectar, a wine found only at the innermost table. It has seen endless days of rain and sun and harvest. It has been made wise and mellow by the passing of time, and its refined taste is uncompromising to those who prefer their wine young and overly sweet. Although at times you may appear to be swept away by its dizzying effects, you will find that you have the clarity of a diamond and the reflexes of a falcon. You will remain capable of compassion and ruthless decisiveness alike. In one hand you will hold a feather, and in the other a sword. Drink the wine of this love, and your life will change. Instead of being a gatherer of the divine light, you will be its shine. It will be the end of you and the beginning. Page 39. Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal poem. Let me do another cheer. Excuse me, that was so good. So I would really love to do a modern day Chautauqua on this poem alone. Maybe I can get permission from, and I would love to get permission from Mario West to do this book, to do the entirety of this book, but that would be a doozy. To do a modern day Chautauqua of this book would be like, it would take a month. Like, it took me 2 months just to be able to, write down my thoughts and transfer them into this notebook and do the journaling exercise. Like, the journaling exercises in this book alone are absolutely divine. So again, I can't recommend this book enough. So hopefully I can get permission from Mario West to do a modern day Chautauqua. I could do an entire presentation on this book alone. On this a little bit over 200 page book. That's how this, oh my gosh, this book is so freaking good. It's so good. So I finally finished the introduction while I was sitting in a work truck, waiting for the boss to tell me to work, which I was working on a Saturday, which was my only day off, and I was reading some pages out loud in the work truck, and I was getting the guys fired up because they agreed everything that I read out loud was the truth. And I asked them, I read a few pages out loud, and I'm like, what do you guys think? And then we discussed it, and they were like, yeah, I absolutely agree, that is the truth. And that's just goes to show how powerful this book is. I mean, I was in a work truck filled with some of the greasiest, stinkiest dudes you could ever imagine, and they were like, they were still tapped in, they were still tuning in. They were like, yeah, this is the truth. Chapter 1, the true nature of reality. In this chapter, Maria dives very deep into the sacred masculine and feminine energies, and how there is a force or entity that we are all dealing with that is trying to suppress this ancient esoteric knowledge, touching on emerald language of symbolism in things like yin and yang and the holy trinity of father, mother, spirit / child. Here's another quote. The sacred marriage of inner feminine to inner masculine allows and anchors our ability to stand rock solid in our own power and sovereignty. Rather than constantly seeking other esteem or approval outside of ourselves, or leaking out our power and energies to another. Page 60. And then I wrote down a definition of equanimity, which is mental calmness, composure, and evenness of temper, especially in a difficult situation. This is definitely a book that you need a dictionary. Don't use a search engine. Get yourself a really good dictionary, a really huge dictionary, and whenever you're reading these books, look up the definition, because typically the older the dictionary is, the closer and more accurate to the truth that definition is going to be. And again, for those of you who are initiated, understand exactly what I just said, but anybody who doesn't read books that often, you're probably like, what? You're turning your head sideways, looking at me sideways, like, what are you talking about? But it's true, like, the dictionaries, the newer the dictionary, the farther from truth the definition is. I hope that makes sense. So a very good section of chapter 1 is titled The Nature of Reality and Perception. And she points us to a fascinating lecture by Dr. Bruce Lipton titled The Biology of Perception, the Psychology of Change. And there is also a link, and the lecture is short, being only 1 hour long. I highly recommend checking it out. Everyone should be familiar on Dr. Bruce Lipton because I did a book review of his book, The Biology of Belief, last year when I was in West Virginia. This mind-blowing chapter ends with some journaling exercises that I think everyone should do. If you read this book, you're already taking the action of opening and flipping through the pages. You might as well go ahead and do the journaling exercises too. The exercise has you ask yourself some powerful questions and write about them. When taking this action, I encourage everyone to take it seriously and ask yourself the right questions. For example, the first question is, what desire do you have that yearns to move from formless into form? Please describe in generous detail. Is from page 71. And the first thing that came to mind is I've been wanting an electric scooter to get myself back and forth to and from work. But I could look at that as materialistic because it would just benefit me by saving me money and and a lot of time because I have to take the bus. So taking the public bus to get to work, I have to leave 2 hours early. So it just takes up so much time. It drives me nuts. And I have to smell piss because of the homeless people. Depending on the day, there's a lot of homeless people that hang out at the bus station, and it sucks. Sometimes it wrenches my heart because sometimes the homeless person, everybody's got a story, and sometimes the homeless person is just like a vet that literally lost their house, and they're trying to get back on their feet. And I talk to them. So they always come up and ask me for money, and that's another thing that drives me nuts. It's like, bro, I manage a restaurant and I get paid $15 an hour. I'm not rolling in it, brother. But anyways, so it would just benefit me from saving me time and money. The noble goal would be to get a new computer so I can make the presentation I've been wanting to do for years. I've been wanting to do a presentation on books. My Mac, which is the operating system, is Catalina. 2012 Catalina. My Mac is literally too old. I can't get the right software to even run a PowerPoint presentation. I could perform the presentation at one of the many natural law conferences. That would be a deeply satisfying desire, turning formless into form, right? Which is an idea. As V for not V. The character of V in the graphic novel V for Vendetta says ideas. Ideas are bulletproof, Mr. Creedy. And yes, that would be an idea that I've been wanting to do my presentation on books for so many years now. Ever since I took to How to Become the True Media. Actually, before that, I've been wanting to. I need to get a better computer for sure. So, chapter 2, just my initiation. Running away with me. Ooh. So, Maria discusses her childhood, growing up in San Francisco, and the way she writes. Some of it sounds magical, which the reason why I say that will come up. With how lovely and energetic she was, I can definitely relate. Bursting with joy in a world filled to the brim with pretentious turds covered in jewels who want to silence you. Yep, I can definitely relate. She describes the JFK assassination as her first vividly intense TV memories, which sounds so dark, it actually kind of frustrated me. I should have had that light on the entire time. The reason why it frustrated me because for my generation, our big traumatic event that they played on the TV over and 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 just over and over, which is the Tower event, which is keywords on this platform. So I'm gonna say the Big Nine Uno, that event. Played it over and over again when I was in high school. And here's a quote from F Wide Open. I felt played and manipulated by the TV and magazine as newspaper headlines depicting the horrors of Vietnam. The outside world at large reflected back to my innocent schoolgirl self the racist byproduct of the media's influence over my immediate community through racial slurs shouted at me because of my Asian features. Makes me want to uppercut somebody. Through my Asian features. Being called a slope, chink, gook, and a fucking Vietnamese bitch and whore perplexed me, to say the least. I felt slimed by the ugly, unsolicited, free-form hatred. A Holocaust survivor neighbor tearfully distilled to me about the evil nature of racism as I held her trembling hand. Page 75. What again, I read this multiple times, and the third time I was able to read it without crying. I mean, Jesus Christ, I can't imagine. Continuing to her mid-20s in describing her relationships, this chapter hits very close to home. I was very close to getting married 2 years ago, and at this point in my life, I probably would have wound up as a divorce statistic, as she puts it in the book. Becoming one of those statistics is a big fear of mine, and I'm not doing it. I'm just refused. I'm not doing it. Oh man, but it's tough out here. Bringing to mind the comedian Sam Kinison bit on marriage. Come on, let's get married. It'll be fine. Come on, it'll be fun. Come this way. And Sam Kinison says, I thought it was the door to love. It was the door to hell. Oh, that's Sam Kinison. I gotta watch that tonight. Oh man, that Sam Kinison bit on marriage is so pretty good. So, the chapter ends with some squirt. The chapter ends with some very intriguing journaling exercises. I plan on going back and actually doing these exercises in the future. I still need to finish the Trivium, the Musical Truth Volume 2, and, like I said earlier, my aunt's book, the I Am series. So I'm very behind. I have a lot of catching up to do this summer. And I don't think, I said this summer in my notes, I'm not going to get to any of that catching up. With work and they're going to give me more hours too, I already know. So, moving on to chapter 3, it's called Discovery. I know this is a very underrated book, so I'm not going to dive into every detail, but Maria makes a point in which I find to be very fascinating. Here's another quote from the book. We even create date nights just to schedule in quality time with our beloveds. Sometimes we do so begrudgingly, as if taking precious time away from the world's demands to nurture ourselves and our relationships will somehow end the world as we know it. I hear a lot of complaints about the actual scheduling of date night from those who experience time with their beloved as just another thing to do on the endless list of things to do, page 92. And again, I relate to that. That hits way too close to home. This paragraph blew my mind as someone who is constantly trying to break bread and nurture relationships. I can't even get my family members to eat pizza with me anymore. It is literally like pulling teeth. If I offer to buy it or not, it's always, oh, there's not enough time in the day, or I gotta work on this thing, I gotta work on this transmission, I gotta fix this car, blah, 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 blah. Scheduling a date night with someone new, I ended up picking up a shift at work, and to this day, we never rescheduled. Hey, maybe, Chica, maybe if you happen to watch this entire book review, let's reschedule. God, that's so cringy. Where I left off. Scheduled a date night. I ended up picking up a shift at work, and we never rescheduled. Yep. So, and then yet another example is this Christian lady I went to high school with got me to do the dirty, and the reason why I say it was dirty because it was a one-night stand. So it was very dirty. I've never had a one-night stand. That was my first one-night stand I've ever had, actually, and it was with a Christian woman. Imagine that. So it was a one-night stand. I say dirty because it was a one-night stand. I tried multiple times to take this woe man out to dinner, and I've been denied multiple times, and like she even though as a Christian woman who goes to church every Sunday, having a one-night stand is totally perfectly fine in her Christian brain, but because I drink alcohol and I consume cannabis, she, you know, like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Maybe that's probably. I think that's why I get denied multiple times whenever I offer to take her out to dinner. So it's very frustrating. No effort from her, which is depressing. I love the date night. I love the date night. Most people just want to do the one night stand and judge if they like you from that, or they'll judge you solely from your Facebook profile / Matrix persona. This is one aspect of society that has been driving me insane in 2026. It's been making me insane in the modern day, and I can't figure it out. Maybe someday I will get somebody to break some bread with me. People do not want to spend time to build a solid foundational relationship in 2026. I am completely fed up with it. Chapter 4, The World is Not the Planet. Maria breaks down the allegorical myth of Adam and Eve, pointing out that this story justifies the modern world's misogyny by way of blaming Eve for all of the problems that happen in the Garden of Eden. Back to the Christian lady, I've heard her say, and I quote, This frustrates me. This totally frustrates me. But this Christian woman, and I quote, she said this while she was ironically in the kitchen cooking food. This Christian lady said, and I quote, "Women are dumb creatures that need to be controlled." That's exactly what she said verbatim. Women are dumb creatures that need to be controlled. Imagine, and this woman goes to church like every Sunday, and I'm like, where are you getting your influence from? And this is again, this is exactly why I always tell people to read books, like plural, not just one book. Read all of the books. I'm trying not to get angry on this book review, because this book review is a sacred feminine, and yeah. So she reads the Bible multiple times a week, and even has Bible study sessions with other women. This is a complete poisoned worldview, and a complete utter poisoned worldview. There's literally no other word for it. Poisoned worldview, and Christianity / church, I would argue, is a big culprit of why human beings are so negative to each other, you know? And it's not, I hate to say that, like, Christianity and church should be the saving grace, right? You would think. So Mark Passio dives very deep into this topic in his presentations titled "The Unholy Feminine, Neo-Feminism, and the Satanic Epi-Eugenics Agenda," as well as his presentation as "Fake-Ass Christians." A very good presentation. Fake-Ass Christians has aged phenomenally well after that example that I just gave. After that example that I just gave. Okay. These presentations tie right in with the topic of poison worldviews and the gender war / divide and conquer techniques. Chapter 4 ends on an amazing journaling exercise, again, that I think everyone could benefit from. Everyone could benefit from reading this entire book, as well as there's so many golden nuggets in this book. This book is such a treat. It really is. This book is like drinking a cold smoothie in 90-degree weather. A smoothie that has no sugar in it, and I'm talking like you gotta make yourself a smoothie with some ginger, some spinach, some kale, throw a banana in there, or maybe even throw in an orange in there just for some flavor to mask the spinach and ginger. And by the time you get done finishing that smoothie on a 90-degree weather, you're gonna feel as right as rain, as what the to quote the Oracle from the Matrix. You know, speaking of, since we mentioned the Matrix so many times. So chapter 4 ends an amazing journaling exercise. So many nuggets in this book, and this book is such a treat. Just like Khalil Gibran, Maria emigrated to the States and had to learn English during the Vietnam War. So again, I cannot imagine, and I almost don't want to imagine what type of racist bullshit she had to deal with as a child. But through it all, she is still to this day doing her thing. And she is, I think she's the age of, she's like 64 or 65. And she is still going strong. What a legend. What a freaking legend, dude. Oh my gosh. Still going strong. Through it all, she is still doing her thing on her YouTube channel, Love, Truth, and Beauty. She has done countless amounts of interviews, and in my opinion, she is a fantastic example of the sacred feminine. This book is 10 out of 10. Thank you so much, Maria West. And everybody, don't be dumb. Buy this book instead of GTA 6. Okay? This book is going to have infinite more value than any $100 video game that will be released now or will be released in 2076. This book has infinite more value than any $100 video game in the existence of the entirety of the human race. I hope that makes sense. So once again, I just have to give a cloud. Hey, live studio audience, can we give another shout out to Mario West? Yes, thank you guys. Thank you, live studio audience that we have over here. What an absolute legend. What an amazing book. What a phenomenal person. So, I just want to give a shout out to Dubby.gg. Dubby is the sponsor of Beagle Eye Visions. The one and only sponsor of Beagle Eye Visions, everybody. So, Dubby has been treating Beagle Eye Visions very well. And I really say that because Dubby has been giving me free stuff. They gave me free Dubby tubs. They gave me this free hat, which my other Dubby hat that is the exact same design. It's got the smiley face. It's got the Be Better on the back of it. The other Dubby smiley hat that I have is literally covered in sweat and wood chips and wood sawdust. And it literally, like, I need to wash that hat because you can see the sweat, salt stains on that hat. Like, I'm so happy to have a fresh hat. Thank you so much, Dubby. Excuse me. So if you want to support the channel, use code BeagleEyeVision at Dubby.gg for 10% off your entire purchase, or you can donate. Find the Beagle Eye Vision logo. You can donate to money symbol Beagle Eye, right? So you find a Beagle Eye on Cash App, and that goes straight to my account. It has been an insane month. I'm so happy it is over with. Words cannot express how happy I am that this month is over with. So with that being said, for those of you who don't know, I don't know if you guys know, but like I said in the book review, that I started a new series called The Modern Day Chautauqua. On that series, I've already read the entire book of The End of All Evil by Jeremy Locke, which I think is a pseudonym. I don't think Jeremy Locke is his real name. But I did The End of All Evil by Jeremy Locke. I did The Last of the Hippies by Crass, which, this is a Crass banner, in case you didn't know. Fight war, not wars, destroy power, not people is a Crass mantra, I guess you could say. So I've done The Last of the Hippies, and then the book that I'm currently working on right now is Matt Bennett's, gosh, I'm so slow today, I'm very tired. Matt Bennett's book, Drifter Diaries, which I've done a book review on every single one of these books. So check out the Modern Day Chautauqua playlist, and you can basically listen to the audiobook of The End of All Evil by Jeremy Locke, The Last of the Hippies by Penny Rombaud, and I'm working on Drifter Diaries by Matt Bennett, and I've done, like I said, I've done a book review of every single one of these books. I'm almost done with Drifter Diaries, and then I'm moving on to Dennis Gilmore's book, The Unveiling, which I'll be doing a modern day Chautauqua of Dennis Gilmore's book, The Unveiling, which again I've already done a book review of that book. So, and then after Dennis Gilmore's Unveiling, I hope to do this book. I don't really have a schedule on that timeline, but I will get to it at my earliest convenience. That's, you know, one of the irons in the fire that I need to take care of. I've been having a lot of fun with the Modern Day Chautauqua playlist. It's a blast because I read the book, and if there's any thoughts or any ideas or comments that come into my mind, I stop, I pause the reading, and then I talk about it, and I think it's amazing. Especially because I don't think enough people are talking about these types of topics about truth, love, and freedom, which is just, in my eyes, boils down to morality. You know, truth, love, and freedom all boil down to morality. Doing the right thing because it is the right thing to do. So, what other plugs? Chautauqua, I've been trying to get booked for a punk rock show. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all right now. So maybe I'll get some messages. I might be able to play, I would love to play Richmond, Indiana, or Chicago. Maybe I can. I would love to just get back on stage. Maybe I have to find an open mic night or something and try to request it off. I don't freaking know. The vet cost me $130. So, Squirt Dog's alive, so that's good. So I'm absolutely broke. Just text message freaking distracted me. What else? The next book is another book from my childhood that I read I think I read this book in John Young Middle School. So just like the Samurai series, which is the Mystery Samurai series. What do I call that? The series that I've already done 2 book reviews of, The Ghost in the Tokaido Inn and The Demon in the Tea House. Those books are phenomenal. I want to get to the 3rd entry of that series, but it's a matter of I gotta get the money, and then I gotta order the book, and then the book has to get here. So I did order this book, the boxes, because I saw this on my Amazon. It was like suggested books, and as soon as I saw the cover of this book, it triggered a memory. And same with like Zach Burkholder passing away. He also triggered a memory. He triggered a memory of when I learned how to drop in on a skateboard. You know, it's so interesting how memories work like that. But anyways, I saw the cover of this book on Amazon, and I'm like, oh yeah, that book is amazing. I read that at John Young Middle School. Ow! So I should do a book review of it, since I was already on fire doing all of my other, book reviews of. So let's get a good look at the boxes. I can't wait. I can't wait to start this, and it is a children's book. I can say it is a children's book for sure. Which is okay, because I need a break. My brain needs a break. I need a mental and physical break. I need to go on vacation. But, what else? I can't think of anything else. I think that's it. So, stay tuned for the boxes. That'll be June, July, whatever next month is. August? August. Boxes is coming up. And, stay tuned. Stay golden. Be Glad Vision.